Good morning.
Hello. Okay, relax, buddy.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Outfit. Wow, so excited.
Coming here with your dad, that's awesome. This is kind of awesome. We're really excited to have everyone here. Thank you all for coming. We've got an incredible guest that's been traveling across many cities in the United States. He's made a trek here to Toronto. I'm going to ask for just this super warm welcome to bring him up on our rock stage right now. If we can give a round of bells and claps. Yes.
Welcome. That is like the best sound in the world. It is. So good morning, and thank you so much for welcoming me here. It's funny, Lanrick and Robin, first of all, thank you for pulling folks together for this ride. It's funny how you're like coming across the country. I literally just like talk to people online. I'm like, oh, I'm traveling to your city. Do you want to go biking? And then this happens. Bicycling for me is actually just a place of joy. As a child, that was what I did to have my freedom. It was like how I went everywhere. Everything I did was on a bicycle. So I just enjoy doing it, and I enjoy being with other people on bicycles who want safe streets, who want healthy communities, who want to be able to go to and from work without a car, know that their kids, like I did, could go to school every day safely. That's really just like my entire message. I'm not actually a celebrity or anyone special. Like there's a lot of people who are getting a little confused about that. I'm the mayor of a town of 13,000 people in California, and I'm a guy who ran on a platform that everybody belongs, and so we should have affordable housing, we should have safe streets, we should have places for children to grow healthy lives. That's really what I ran on, and did not ever think that I would end up in Toronto doing a bike ride like this, but I have learned so much. So like my community benefits immensely from rides like this. So I was just in New York the other day, did a ride. I've done them in Boston and Houston and Portland and Seattle. Like anytime I travel now for work, because I actually have a full-time job. I'm not actually salaried as the mayor. I don't have any staff as the mayor in my city. This is literally just what I do when I'm traveling for work. So I really love it. I learn a lot from you all. I will have a lot of questions for you about drivers on Yonge Street today.
So do we. You already know these.
I'm very disturbed about a few things that I have some questions about. So I know there's elected people here who will get to answer those for me. But yeah, I look forward to shaking hands with, meeting any of you who would like to come by. Office hours are now open, as I say. I have mobile office hours in my city on my morning rides. People bike alongside me, ask me whatever they want. So yeah, just enjoy the day. Thank you for being part of your community and this community. What you're doing just may seem like a labor of love for you as it does for me, but it's actually really critical to the future of all of our communities, to the health of our planet, and to the well-being of each other. So thank you for being here. Come say hi. I'm like super accessible.
This territory was the subject of the Dish with One Spoon, Wampum Belt Covenant, an agreement between the Iroquois Confederacy, the Confederacy of the Ojibwe, and allied nations to peaceably share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. The land on which we reside today is a site of broken treaties and covenants. It is our job as stewards to learn our position, both geographically and in terms of our personal identities. I am a settler. I am learning. We are all learning. Thank you for being here today. Let's set ourselves up. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
How are you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
Okay. Thanks for your patience. Just safe to meet you, okay?
Hey, David.
Doing good, you? Good. That's a pretty unique bike.
Yeah, it's aggressive all ways.
Yeah, things are going well. So that's fun.
That would be cool.
There's a one guy. Peter. I did meet you before. Good to see you.
I know.
You recognize Dave Bennett in this crowd? Some of us are going to stay. Are you done?
We're now in the middle of
Oh, you know, there's a on Saturday.
when is it next?
Who want to? Yeah, so we're getting up for it. I know that. Yeah. So that's how everything is kind of.
Great. And Daniel.
Right here. Yep. You're good. We need your voices, we need your passion, we need you to bring as many friends, family, elected officials into the mix of talking about creating infrastructure that thinks about people. And that's even beyond being on bikes. That's all types of mobility that don't include cars. We're making it safe for everyone. And with your help, I'm hoping that we can make that happen. So thank you so much. Go on inside and get some ice cream as best as possible. Wonderful riding with all of you. Thank you so much.
You guys are beautiful. Excellent. Thank you. Get a photo.
Rather right wing, and she said women don't ride bicycles because they don't want to have to do their hair at work, and no woman who has any decency and wears heels would ride a bicycle on a heel. So when she came out with that a couple years ago, actually, I and another elected person held an event called Hair and Heels, and you could bike only if you wore hair and heels with us. And so it was lots of women in their professional clothes, and then it was a lot of men who we went out and got wigs and heels to bike in solidarity with women. Women can do anything.
Please do whatever you have.
And she looked kind of foolish. She was trying to repeal our gas tax. Well, if your bicycle was stolen and you've registered it and licensed it, and we recover it, we know how to find the rightful owner for the bicycle. Okay, but if you actually look at the history of what did they actually do with this, did they ever recover bicycles? Almost never. This department still prioritized looking for that. What did they do? Instead, they stopped black and brown men usually, on bicycles and use it to be like, well, what are you doing here? Where's your ID? You don't have a license, I'm going to confiscate your bike. They just didn't want them biking in neighborhoods. So in the 70s and 80s, it became this totally different mechanism. And so then cities spend more money like managing this registration requirement than the fee. It's $3 to register your bicycle, but the amount of staff time it takes to process and do it. So it's all sits in the books. I'm like, this is all just opportunities for abuse. So we just eliminated a whole bunch of stuff. If you get pulled over for not having a light on your bike, our police department gives it to you.
Yeah,
We're like,
right, right.
we're just like, here's the
that's how it
we're like,
should be.
here's a bicycle light, and the people were like, huh? Because they were telling us that they were stopping people without bike lights. We're like, well, what are you doing? We'll give them a ticket. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I think we need to have a bike. When you say it, it's like so obvious, right? You're like, well, of course, like
why would you give them a ticket for not having a light? And
you're probably paying more to process them to process the ticket than to pay for the light.
And
right?
it doesn't engender goodwill. It doesn't improve education. It doesn't make people feel safe with police or in your community. It's like, and instead the officers like helped you. It's like, here's a light. Your light's out. Here's a light. And the people are like, oh, thank you.
Thank you. This is how
And
it
so
could
people
be.
tell us, they're like, we love biking in your city. I was like, yeah, we created a different culture around it. Like, it's okay to do it. And if a business calls me and says I need bike racks, we install them before the end of the week. I was like, I had a Mexican restaurant about a month ago that called me. He's like, all my employees bike. He goes, we fill the rack up because the customers show up on their bikes. They don't know where to put the bikes. He goes, we don't have enough bike racks. I was like, Pepe, I got you. Called Public Works Department. I was like, Pepe over at Los Cantaros needs to have a bike rack. He emails me like 3 days later. He's like, oh my God, Mayor John, you're the best. He's like, I have a whole brand new bike rack. I'm like,
Got
enjoy
it.
the tacos.